Okay, so I changed my mind. I wasn't going to make this video tonight. Out of fear that I would lose a few of you in the 368 of you that are here. This isn't so much of a Donald Trump video because I do not like that fucker, but this is more about reality and racism. And that's what it's going to be called, reality and racism. There is no such thing as a good racist. Alright? There's no such thing as that. I am hailing out of Charlottesville, Virginia, and there's no such thing as a good racist. Now, you will find one of my videos in here that says I can respect an honest racist. That's not a lie. I can respect an honest racist because I'm going to explain to y'all how this works. Because I know there's going to be some asshole that's going to go through these things like, hey, didn't you make this video? And the answer is yes, I made that video about my bro and his daddy who was a twin who was racist, but they were honest racists. And they literally was like, we don't like black people. That's a good damn thing to know. Alright? I'm sorry. If you don't understand that, it's because you're young and you have no fucking idea the shit that I've been through in my 50 fucking years. See, if I meet you and you don't like me because I'm mixed or because part of me is black, that's something I need to worry about. It's also something that I need to know. Does that mean I'm coming to your cookout? Fuck no, I'm not coming to your cookout. You made it abundantly clear that you do not like black people. And yes, I'm mixed, but that doesn't make me any less black. So I'm not coming to your house if you're fucking racist. I would like to know. I don't want to come to your house and see all kinds of anti-people of color stuff all over your fucking house. I don't. Now, I'm only going to talk about Trump on this one little spot right here. Alright, just this one fucking little spot. That's it. I am from Charlottesville, Virginia. I was in this very room at the exact time that Mr. Fields decided that he wanted to be a martyr for some racist motherfuckers on the alt-right. Alright? That's right. I said it. I'm not going to apologize for that shit. The current president has also been known for having some black shit happen. Where he said some shit about black people. However, he has been making up for that shit for a very long time. Alright? And I really wasn't going to vote for him anyway. I honestly, truly to God, wanted Elizabeth Warren in that shit. But, I lost out on that. So, I voted for Biden because Trump has done more worse or racist shit. Which brings us back to Charlottesville. When he said there were good people on both sides, there's no such thing as a good racist. Right? There is no such thing as a good racist. Now, I can respect an honest racist, as I said 4 fucking seconds ago. But I cannot believe on God's green earth that there is a good racist. There is no such thing as a good racist. If you are a racist, you are a fucking racist. And everyone can be a racist. If anybody tells you black people can't be a racist, they're lying. If anybody tells you white people can't be racist, they're lying. If they tell you Asians or any other racial human being on this planet can't be racist, they are fucking lying. How do I know that, you may ask? Well, let me break it down for you. I'm 50. In case you didn't catch that, I am 50 fucking years old. This is what 50 looks like. Stay away from drugs. Don't get infantry. I have been the victim of racism from whites, blacks, and Native Americans. I had one Asian incident. Only one. That was more my fault than the Asian guy's fault because I didn't know other parts of Asia existed, and I thought he was Chinese, and he told me, fuck you, I'm from Vietnam. And that Zhang and I were the only 2 mixed kids in there, except for he wasn't mixed. And we got along good until they moved away. Then it was back to being a zebra, and a half-breed, Julio, and a Tonto dance. So when Mr. Trump comes to Virginia and goes, there were good people on both sides. No, motherfucker. Racism is not good. Racism is why America is where it is right now. Racism is the way it is because people don't want to fight racism. People don't want to call people out on racism. It's not my problem. I love black people, but if I see a white dude yelling at a black person, I'm not going to say anything. I love Asian people. If I see a black person attacking an Asian person, it's not my problem. It's that person's problem. That's your example of why racism still exists. Because no one calls out the racist. We quick to call somebody out on somebody being poor and they can't afford anything. Oh, you're just going to use this money for drugs. It's the first thing people say when they give somebody some money. Oh, you're just going to use this money for drugs. Which is also a racial stereotype if they happen to be giving it to somebody poor that's white or poor that's black. You generally don't see this in the Asian community with the poor, because I'll be the first to admit, Asian people take care of their own. Even if they don't like motherfuckers, they'll take care of their own. Blacks and whites, commodity. Whites will take care of whites before they take care of blacks. Blacks will take care of blacks before they take care of whites. You see the clusterfuck here? Did you see the clusterfuck? But there is no such thing as a good racist. There's good racists on both sides. No. His exact words were they were good people on both sides, in case somebody wants to come in at me on that. Really? So you got a whole mess load of motherfuckers coming down to Charlottesville, Virginia at the university with motherfucking tiki torches, talking about how Jews aren't going to replace them. Let that sink in before you attack me in the comments. Because you weren't here. You weren't here when a white dude from Tennessee named James Fields decided he wanted to gun his Dodge Charger through a crowd of black people because he wanted to be a hero for the alt-right movement. He hurt a lot of people, and he killed one lady, Miss Heather Heyer, who was the only white lady who died that day. But our former president said there was good people on both sides. I hope Mr. Fields never sees the light of freedom ever the fuck again. Not because Heather Heyer was white, not because he plowed into a bunch of black people killing only a white person, but because this motherfucker took a life for racism. Fucking racism. 22 years old. You got better things to do with your time than drive from one state to another state and try to make a fucking statement because you want to prove to the world, hey, it's okay to be racist. It's okay to support racist. And anybody who supports racist, shame on you. Shame on you. You should be fighting this cause so that we can all become peaceful, loving human beings instead of being racist. I've said this in many of my videos. I'll say it again. I don't have the right to be racist, but I am very racist towards racist people. So if this video has pissed anybody off, I apologize for how I said it. I don't apologize for what the fuck I said. The thing is that racist people is why we have these problems. And by racist, yes, I'm talking about MAGAs. Everybody who's jumping on the bandwagon to support Trump. Republicans are taking away black people's rights to vote. They're taking away women's right to their own fucking bodies. And somehow or another, y'all don't fucking see that shit. But here's the thing. Let's play racist real quick. They're not really coming after the women of color. They're generally only going after white women. I do apologize for that, but that is the fucking facts. They're coming after you white women. And if you white women are voting for your own rights to be taken, I have no sympathy for you. I do apologize for how I said that. I do not apologize for what the fuck I said. If you're voting in your worst interests, that's your fault. But I want you to think about this as I bring this video to an end. You are a woman. If your daughter is raped by any man other than a white man, and you are a racist and you don't want your daughter to keep that little mixed baby, kind of proves my point. But the problem is, they're not going to let your daughter, white, have an abortion. They're not going to do that because you voted that she can't have one. And your daughter's not going to be any different than any other daughter on this fucking planet. Whether she's a black daughter, an Asian daughter, or a white daughter, she's not going to have any rights. And you signed on that shit. Remember that shit. Finally, in closing, if we don't fight racism, it's never going to end. So I'm going to recommend a book for y'all because I got it for free. I don't have it where I can reach it. How to be an anti-racist. I recommend that you Google that title and that you read that book from beginning to end. I'm still working on how to be an anti-racist. But here's the thing. I grew up anti-racist. My family is mixed. We have white people in our family. We have black people in our family. We have native people in our family. Do we all get along? Nope. And I got it on at least both sides with the black side. Both sides with the native and one side with the white. So I will tell you this. To every racist out here, if this comes across your FYP or your YouTube channel or whatever the fuck, you're part of the problem. Stop being racist. And if you're teaching your kids racism, because racism is taught, Don't let anybody tell you that kids are born racist. They are not. You can play in the playground all damn day and a kid won't even acknowledge your fucking race. In most cases, they're not sexist and they won't acknowledge your gender until other kids teach them, ew, don't play with girls that got cooties. Later in life, you're gonna want those fucking cooties, buddy. Ooh, don't play with boys, they got cooties. Later in life, you're gonna want those cooties, girly. Or you're both gonna be switch hitters and you're gonna want to be the cooties. Any fucking how. If you are a racist and you are raising your child to be racist, you are the problem. If you are not trying to correct this issue, you are the problem. If you can look me dead in my face and say, I would never let someone who looks like you marry my daughter, rather she's Asian, or rather she's white, or rather she's black, you are the problem. If you look like me and you tell your son he can't marry that girl because she's Asian, white, or black, or Mexican, or whatever racial diaspora, you are the problem. People can't help who they fall in love with, but you don't have to be stupid about it. But the most important thing about that is you don't have to be racist. You don't have to tell your kid he can't date anybody but black people. I've gotten that a lot. Except for they forgot the times that when I only tried to date black girls, it was, you're not one of us. You're a fucking zebra. You're a half-breed. We don't like you. Then when I started dating white girls, those same girls were like, oh, now you think you better than us. You just think you the man, huh? You can't have it both ways. So if you're going to be a racist, I just want you to know this before I hang up this video. You are the fucking problem. You're the whole ass fucking problem. Change your ways. Grow up. No one can help what skin you're born in or what horrible ass family we're born in. But you have to adapt, you have to grow, and more importantly, you gotta live. Be seeing you.